Sent in the mood.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, baby! And we'll get the show started just in a second. Just give me a second, everybody, and we will get the show on the road like it says. Okay, it's all for you. Doodaloo.
Need your fingerprint to get you.
The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, baby! We are live. Thank you for coming, and everybody, welcome to another edition of SHIB 50/50 Raffle. Woohoo! We're going to kick things off and start it. We're going to play a couple games with this one, and we're going to make sure the comedy comes live right from where you are in your living rooms, in your own, and hopefully we can give you some background. And the big shout out to Babe's channel. Woohoo! Babes, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for always coming in and helping out with everything we need to do here. Thanks for watching Thanks for watching the shorts. Appreciate all the attention, and make sure you close that door, Aiden. Excellent. And we're going to give a big shout out to everybody that comes in. Jason, we're waiting for you to come in. Prince, if you're out there and you want to come, we're going to share this link. So please bear with me. We're just going to share the link with everybody. Share it with Facebook. Big shout out to Facebook. Gratitude, right? We are live. Yesterday we were late. Today we're early. This will be the time that we celebrate everybody and bring everybody in at the same time. So there's a big shout out to every single person that comes in, and we're doing a live broadcast. Let me sure everybody gets it. Everybody, of course, is welcome to come in and participate. We're going to play a couple games with this one, and I'm going to share a couple articles that are pretty funny. I think they're pretty funny. Just because the articles keep us grounded, right? They talk a lot of nonsense, but they focus more on what's going on with the SHIB ecosystem development team more than anything, and their perspective is to overwhelm you with information that is absolutely not necessary. Just just so you know, just so you can keep a hold of it and keep going on with what's going on with it. All right. Okay. Do I need to send this out to Facebook? No, I don't. And we want to welcome every single person that comes in. So Prince, Gabriel, if you're watching, excellent. Thank you so much for participating. If you got yourself on private, please take yourself off private. Make sure everybody can see you. We want to make sure that everybody in the world has a chance to come in and participate in this event. So the whole idea is to get this interaction going between the two of us and see where we can build and see how much information that you can obtain. We're going to play a game. The game is called Why SHIB, right? So the first thing is, Ale Aromas, thank you. Thanks for coming. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Everybody, right? We want to build the channel, and 80% of it goes to reduction of SHIB, circling supply. So every time we reduce the circling supply, it adds value to SHIB. So everybody benefits from it. So there's nobody left out. That's the whole purpose of the raffle. That's the whole purpose of the community built in SHIB, and that's why we have that hosting on the bottom. You watch that scroll. Disclaimer, of course, this is not financial advice whatsoever. Please take everything that you hear here with a grain of salt. Please do your own due diligence and look into it. There will not be The analysts that we talk about in this article that was out by the SHIB magazine is strictly for basically the whole SHIB ecosystem development team to everybody else. Extremely biased on bone leash, treat, Shiba Swap 2.0, everything to do with everything other than SHIB. Let's put it that way. So they're happy to see SHIB grow? No, they're not happy to see SHIB grow. They want bone leash, their own tokenomics, their own ecosystem development team expand on what they want to do. That's the truth of it. So without any further ado, we'll get right into today's. And we want a massive shout out to all the new subscribers. Woo! If you enjoy it, like it, and come back, we want to see every single person absolutely enjoy themselves in this channel. So that's the number one goal here. What we try and do is provide you with education and insight. Okay, we're going to give you the breakdown of the raffle draw in a minute here. We don't have enough people in, but we will still give you the breakdown of the raffle. Okay, so we didn't sell any tickets in this raffle in this 24-hour period in the last 24 hours. We need to sell 21,000 tickets to host a raffle. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, this is a worldwide event, so it should be taken off by storm, but it hasn't as of yet. I am not sure why. I thought the tickets were pretty reasonable in price. I don't know. I've heard any feedback on that, and it is a worldwide event, so it's the entire world that can take part in it. I thought for sure we would get at least some feedback asking about how can I possibly buy, what exchanges could I buy on, how come they're not listed on the website, blah blah blah. And I'd be like, well, they are listed. You just got to look for them. We don't offer specific information on, because I'm not sure which country you're from. There are, if you go to information education, you will see. Okay, let me go and share it for you with you. Share this thread instead. We'll update. So the raffle would be continuing right now. See, we're at 23 hours and 55 minutes. We are 5 minutes, well, approximately 4 minutes over our allotted time that we would be saying that we have sold 21,000 over 21,000 tickets. If we sell over 21,000 tickets, we will be hosting a raffle, and in that case, that would be over £5,000. So everybody, that would be equivalent to one raffle draw. Now the cutoff is 5:30. So if we sell over 21,000 tickets, that means that we will be hosting a raffle. If we sell 21,000 tickets exactly, we will be hosting a raffle. If we sell 1,000,000 tickets, we will be hosting a raffle. We'll only have one winner. We have to sell over 4,100,000 tickets to have two winners. That's just the way it is. So the easiest way for me to tell you what that is every time we have 4,100,000 tickets sold in the 24-hour allotted time, that means that there's going to be multiple winners. So for every 4,100,000 tickets sold, that means that we have a winner. And then every 4,100,000, on top of that, before the 5:30 rollout, right? Got to keep that in mind. So the 5:30 rollout, that's the cutoff. So the tickets are accumulated between now and then. At 5:30 to 5:45. 5:45 is the raffle draw. And then we have 15 minutes to organize and get everything ready for the raffle draw. At 6 o'clock, we will be hosting the raffle. So, we would be build up for it. It's the countdown. It's the build up. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Rumble, 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 rumble. And give awards in SHIB to the entire SHIB community. No, to the winner. But everybody who took part in the raffle, we want to give them a big hand of applause. because every time that they buy a ticket, that means that a portion of it is going to the reduction of SHIB circulating supply, which benefits everybody in the SHIB community. Everybody that's in here, it benefits you because it's reducing the circulating supply. So they deserve a big round of applause, right? Without them, there's no raffle, there's no reduction in SHIB circulating supply. And then we would have the winner announced the first part of it. So if for any reason whatsoever, we do the drum roll. Do the drum roll, and then we would do the countdown that we would pick. Everybody in the community could pick that number between 1 and 500, depending on how many tickets we sell. 21,000, we would do if we sold 21,000 tickets, for instance, we would do 1 in 100, right? So whoever comes in, and we have, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 different people who took part in the raffle, and they wanted to, we would sit there and go, okay, so there's 60 people. So what we're going to do is between 1 and 60. Okay. And then the numbers that are closer together. So the amount of numbers that are closer together, that's the number of seconds that we're going to count. And then we'll do a private count between me and the trustee. Okay. And then those seconds will be in after. We'll for the minutes. Okay. So that there's nothing hidden. Everything's got to be transparent when it comes to raffles. So then we would do their countdown and our countdown, and boom, we have our winner. And then it's highlighted. We have no idea who that is because it's a number drawn on a third party rumbler, right? So whatever number that comes out to, that's the number that's picked. That's the number that gets the SHIBs. Okay, so whatever amount that is would be awarded to them right away, and then the burn is after. So they get awarded. We verify that they got their money, that it's pending, or they got it right away, just like that. If it's 21,000, so they get 5,000 pounds worth of SHIB. Okay, so whatever that might be, and then we reduce 5,000 pounds of SHIB. That's how it works. Minus the fees, of course, and same thing with the person that wins it, minus the fees, of course. So everything's in SHIB, so everything's relative. So that's how it would work. That's how you get paid. That's how your understanding of it is. And that's exactly how we would run the whole raffle. The whole raffle mix. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Big shout out to Leia. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get right into this educational tutorial. Every time we don't host a raffle, we always do an educational tutorial on SHIB. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask everybody, I don't know if anyone wants to take part in it, but we'll ask, who is your favorite AI? Okay, so we'll start that off. We'll start your favorite AI. We'll do a quick question. Ask your favorite AI this simple question. What are the benefits? Okay, you ready? What are the benefits of a currency that is working in reverse? So you want to hit that one in, right? That you want to ask your AI that. What are the benefits of a currency that's reducing its circulating supply every single day? That is your first question. So when you get that in, you plug it in, tell me what you think, and we'll get this ball rolling and see what we can find out from each of the AIs that are coming in. So this is interactive, right? We'll do a little interactive to see where we fit into this mix of SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle, so that everybody has a chance to look at it and see where they can find out more about what, not from me, but from you doing the AI account, right? So that's the whole purpose of this, is everybody can do the AI account and find out what it possibly means for everybody. We'll look at SHIB's price right now. It's 314031928. We'll look at the market. I think it was good earlier. Must have lost it. Here, I'm going to have to go into it now. Hold on to your white socks. So while you're looking up that, I'm going to be looking up. What am I looking up here? Oh, yeah. Crypto live charts. You can look at coin market cap. Bitcoin at 99,943.59. Ethereum is just over 4,000. So it hasn't reached its all-time high. SHIB, Ethereum should reach around 5,400. I believe that was its all-time high. XRP is at 259 right now. Solana is at 239.46. BNB is at 751.36. Dogecoin is at 45.58. Cardano 88, 121. USDC, well, we don't talk about stable coins. Tron 32.15. So we're in a bull cycle. We're getting ready for this bull cycle run. And what happens is in the bull cycle run is we usually get alleviation of the top cryptos, and then it starts to bleed into the alt season. They call it the alt season. So Tron's at 32.15, Avalanche AVAX 51.74. Our SHIB, our Shiba Inu, is at 403198. Toncoin at $6.84. Polkadot, which seems to have a hard time breaking over the $11 range. It should be around the $12, $14. It should be in there right now. It should be looking for that breakout. That $10.74 right now for Polkadot. Chainlink is at $24.99. Stellar XLM 49 cents, close to 50 cents. H bar 33.63. SUI $4.32. Bitcash BCH $611.31. Uniswap number 20. Uniswap 18.33. Pepe 402478 and making a statement. Look at that sucker go, eh? And then you look at SHIB, and it is up 14.53 on the week, where Pepe is up 20.18. Like massive. Litecoin, LTC, 134.07. Near, NEAR, $7.74. Leo, $9.48. Number 25, APT, 14.59. Number 26, ICP, 14.85, up 21.02. Polygon, Matic, 70 cents. Ethereum Classic, 37.49. Number 29 is VET, 6 cents, almost 7 cents, guys. Kronos is at 20 cents, 20.37 cents. Okay, so Render, if anyone's interested in Render, and number 31, 1044. Okay, we'll stop there. Okay. So that'll give you the breakdown of the cryptocurrency market right now. And we always want to share this graph, because that's a beautiful thing when you see this. This is what you'll if we're doing theatrics, this is exactly what we will see. The things that we want you to watch for are this. Okay, so I'll share this. This is the Ether scan. So I'll share this with you. 1,455,859. That was earlier today, guys. Now, okay. Now it's almost 1,000 from that time period. That was earlier today. 1,456,572 wallet holders. Okay, that it does not cover the DeFi holders or the Trust Wallet holders. Okay, those are off the exchanges. So these are just on the exchanges. So God knows how many more are sitting there. But it gives you an idea of how many wallet holders there are. What is the next thing we want to do? We want to look at the reduction in SHIB circulating supply. So you keep that one in mind. The ether scan, very important. If people are coming in, that means it's driving the value up. If we're reducing the circulating supply, that is also driving the value up of SHIB. And why is the raffle so important? Because the raffle is supposed to do both at the same time. So it's reducing the circulating supply and limiting the supply for everybody else to grab onto. So it causes scarcity. It provides a utility for the SHIB's currency. So therefore, by reducing the circulating supply, we are adding value to it. Now, does it reflect in price? No. And if it did, it would be a lot higher because people don't have that mentality yet. They haven't caught on to it. So that is another reason why. The other part of this puzzle that everybody should be paying attention to is the number of wallet holders and what they hold. So why is this important, right? We'll do a recap. Okay, every time we buy and sell are on the exchanges, who's buying and who's selling? Exactly. So right now, number one. So I'm sharing this link with you. This is the top 100 richest Shiba Inu addresses on the planet. Okay. So they don't specify in the sections who they are, but you can look at the number that is being held. 410 trillion, that's the burn wallet, guys. That is not people's accounts. Okay, that is the burn. That is what is removed from circulating supply. And because it's huge, 410 trillion of it, that tells you that that is the number one wallet holder that's holding the most SHIB, probably worth a few $billion, right? Well, you can't get that supply is gone. It'll never resurface again. That supply, it's being reduced for a reason. So that's your number. That is the number that you look at. But you want to look over at the 7-day change. It's 2.2 billion that was taken out of circulation. Yeah, 2.2 billion taken out of circulation. Is that massive? Well, look at Binance, 444 trillion that they put in, and they moved 2.66 trillion over in the last 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Next is 42 trillion. BlackRock, baby. BlackRock. Next is 38 trillion. Who owns it? Guess. Robinhood owns it. BlackRock and Robinhood are the same. Both of them own it. Okay. Next is crypto.com. 34 trillion 187 billion. That's crypto.com. OKX is sitting at 10 trillion, almost 11 trillion. So they've worked their way up back in the ranks. They need to double what they are right now to be able to sell. But the thing is, they gotta be smart with their accumulation because they gotta make sure that SHIB is going up on an upward trend. They don't want to be buying on it down. They want to be buying it when it's lower prices, so they can sell it to others. Right now, it's a good idea. It's a catch-22. We have to see a lot more wallet holders coming into SHIB. If we start seeing more and more wallet holders, then yes, because it's going to drive the price eventually up, right? Pretty quickly. Binance at 9.457 trillion. Binance again and this wallet never moves. It only goes up. 8 trillion, 850 billion in SHIB. Now, that wallet is stationary. That doesn't move. So that is money making money. That's what that is. And then they're reducing the circulating supply on it, so it's going to drive the value of that even higher. That's exactly what I'm saying about education, guys. What you don't understand is the bottom line. So when you start seeing this happen, where you're seeing exchanges hold SHIB and not move it, they don't move. They only accumulate more. That means that they are able to take that and sell it on the open market with zero fees and still make money. But they don't want to do that. They want to lower the fees So they grab attention from everybody. So anybody wanting to buy and sell, they grab it and charge lower fees so that they can compete with crypto.com. They can compete with Robinhood. They can compete with OKX. They can compete with HTX. They can compete with Gate.io on their exchange platforms. And that's why it's so important for them to start accumulating more and more SHIB so that they can offset and solidify their exchanges by doing it. And then they will also reduce the circulating supply of SHIB because it's not their money that's reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. It's your money when you're buying and selling it. They're charging you a lesser fee and reducing the circulating supply at the same time. So therefore, when you buy and sell it, you're selling it back to them. You're buying it from them, selling it back to them, buying it from them. They're not buying it from others. The peer-to-peer is gone. They're buying it straight off the top from you because they're able to do that because you don't have to pay Ethereum fees. Okay, so it's straight back and forth. That's why it's important for them to buy and hold as much SHIB as they can. And every exchange on the planet should be doing the exact same thing. So that is the benefit of your education part of this. And that's why you want to be part of this. Why you want to be part in the, CoinCarp? Yeah, CoinCarp.com. You want to make sure you're on that and make sure you do the top 100 wallet holders so that you can maintain your visualization. Jason Coxman. Well, Jason, sorry to hear that you're in the hospital. Ouch, my friend. Thanks for letting us know that you're in the hospital, though. That's awesome. And big shout out to you, my friend. So, if you didn't hear it earlier, Jason, what I was asking for is everybody could do. We're going to ask them to play a little game here. Ask your AI, your whichever AI you're using, ask them a simple question. What are the benefits of a currency that's reducing its circulating supply on a daily basis? And put a big question mark on there for your personal AI, and then type in your answer that AI gives you. As a through be retroactive in our, and we'll do another one just shortly here. I'll just give you another question to ask your AI, just so we have some interaction between each of the statements, so we can get them going. So that's there's an article. I was going to get into articles talking about SHIB. Going to love this one. It's a prediction saying that by the end of this year, 2025, by the end of not 2024, but the end of 2025, we should have a SHIB price of 201. Okay, anyone who comes up with a prediction, I hate predictions, by the way. I rarely get in, like just like I don't talk about other cryptocurrencies because I don't trust them because they're governed. And anything governed, if you've worked with different companies, you phone them up and find out what they're doing, you'll get two different answers or three different answers, four different answers. Like no one seems to know what they're doing or talking about. It's the same idea with crypto because most of the crypto CEOs, have you noticed, use emojis. They don't use real faces. They don't use real names. They don't use real, like everything's fake, right? You go to Clay Bro, and you know his first name's Clay, but you don't know what his last name. Matthew Perry. Everybody knows who Matthew Perry is. And same thing with Austin Hilton. Everybody knows who Austin Hilton is. And Lucky Side, no one knows his name. But they put a name to a face. Zach Humphreys, everybody knows his face. Everybody knows who he is. And that's also another influencer that's on the marketplace right now. And not to get away from their channels or take away from anything that they do. I just admire Clay Bro because Clay Bro did go forth to Jeff Bezos and get a reduction in SHIB circulating supply through Amazon. I think that deserves a big round of applause because anyone that's helping the community definitely deserves a round of applause, everybody. If you're reducing or helping reduce the circulating supply of SHIB, that means you're adding value to the SHIB community. And that speaks volumes. And everybody should be like paying attention to that and giving awareness and having like a massive amount of gratitude for people who are reducing the circulating supply. It just goes above and beyond, right? Like with me, if we can get this raffle going, I I wouldn't expect anything because we're all in it together. We're all making money together, and by doing it, we're actually doing two things to prevent big organizations from taking SHIB away from us. One, we're the ones putting forth the effort to get everybody involved into SHIB. That's a massive undertaking in itself, and but at the same time, the organizations are holding us back by doing it too, right? So you got to take it with a grain of salt. What's going on? So if you ask your AI, get your information in, send it out. Big shout out to Jason Cox. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Big shout out to Leia. I was hoping to get Prince. I was hoping to get Gabriel to come up and take part, um, because everybody needs to get that ball rolling, right? That I want to get up there. I want to make sure I get a voice that's heard. It's very important. It doesn't seem like a big thing right now, but it is how we're going to evolve as a community and grow together. So the article, the article was within the next year we would hit 301. Okay, Jason, Leia, and Babes. Anyone that makes a silly statement deserves a silly remark, right? Nobody knows for sure. Like I said, it could explode tomorrow and be $10. Would it ever? Could it do it? Yes. Will it? That's a good question. But the theory behind it is solid. But you have to take it with a grain of salt because it would have to be a massive influencer, right? Like a big national bank or a country. They're the only ones that would buy that much SHIB at any given time. And because SHIB is under the 20 billion mark, it is extremely easy for them to acquire, let's say, 20, 30 trillion SHIB easily, like in a heartbeat, right? 100 trillion, that's going to be a little touchy. Okay. 200 trillion, you're going to have to spend a little bit more money, probably around the $40 billion mark to get that kind of currency, right? To 200 trillion. And like, can countries actually do it? Yes, they can. Will they do it? They need be talking to their constituents to do it. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, and it's certainly not going to happen in a single day, right? Not on that kind of scale. Turkey was thinking about doing this 2 years ago. I don't remember Jason Cox. Remember Turkey talking about buying SHIB as using it as currency? They did not do it. They were smart to do it, but they choose not to. And then Greece, if Greece was smart, they would have also followed suit. In Japan right now, because Shiba Inu is a Japanese dog, and they still haven't caught on to how this would affect them. Or maybe they're looking through the numbers and seeing how they could incorporate it. To me, it's a no-brainer, but that's me. First, you start to acquire it because you need to offset certain circumstances. One of the things that the AI did say to me was that the risk tolerance is that the government will shut down SHIB. No, they can't shut it down. What they'll do is they'll try and take it and ban it from their countries while stealing it. U.S. does this all the time, right? They confiscate it, they manipulate it, they tell everybody it's worthless. That's what they did with Bitcoin way back in 2012, 2013. Told everybody it was worthless, and then they're the ones buying it. So that's what happens in the real world. And they don't ban it; they just say to everybody it's worthless, and it doesn't. It's a hoax. And then they buy it. That's the thing that gets me, is they tell everybody it's a hoax. They lie to everybody it's a hoax while they're buying it. Talk about mean. That is just mean. Right? I mean, you get Gary Gensler on there, and in public enemy number one when it comes to cryptocurrency. But it's not him. It's BlackRock. People just don't see it. Grayscale, BlackRock, Robin Hood taking part in that whole mess up. It's got nothing to do with Gary Gensler. Gary acts like he doesn't give two hoots about cryptocurrency. The truth of the matter is He cares a lot about it because how can I manipulate it so that I can benefit my rich friends? That's the bottom line. And then everybody that's on Congress, you have to laugh at them because one side of it saying don't buy it, the other side of it is buying it on the dips. So like it's just hilarious how the whole underlay of everything works. Everybody like, oh, I hate Gary Gensler. It's Gary Gensler doesn't he may look like or say he hates cryptocurrency, but the truth of the matter is he can't stand not making money, right? So if it's making money, he's like, I got to get my foot in there somewhere. And then BlackRock is telling him exactly what to do. He's got nothing to do with it. It's just like Joe Biden. He's a puppet. Who's controlling him? Well, that's a good question. Who's running the country when he's on the beach? That's a good question. Might want to look at Barack Obama. Barack Obama's got his foot in the door every time that Joe Biden's taking the leave of absence. You notice that Barack Obama's right at the White House every single time that. And how come Nancy Pelosi was able to take Air Force One to Taiwan? Anybody? Anyone got any ideas why that was? Why was that allowed? Interesting, huh? She doesn't run the country. Why does she need to fly Air Force One? Exactly. Exactly. There's a little bit of rubbing going on there, I think. Uh, and because she helped him get elected, I wonder how that happened, right? Uh, thank God for COVID, right? That's how Joe Biden got in. Thank God for COVID, because he socked it to Trump because of COVID, saying it was COVID. It was all his fault. Like COVID was. Like, are you serious? Anyway, that's beside the point. Don't want to get into politics. China still hasn't bought in SHIB. I expect them to start buying massive amounts of SHIB only to offset the US dollar. Russia probably do the exact same thing. They'll probably buy massive amounts of SHIB only to piss off UK and Binance because then they'll have a hard time justifying the moves that they want to do in SHIB. They're not going to try and sell it. What they're going to try and do is leverage it. But if Russia comes in and buys a massive amount of it, they're going to have a hard time moving it because then they're competing with each other, right? So it's going to be tough. And then, of course, they can offset everything by buying it, trying to buy it all. Now, there'd have to be some massive manipulation going on, and that's exactly what we want. We want that kind of rhetoric, only because it drives the price of SHIB up astronomically. Will it reduce the circulating supply? Eventually. Like I said, the adoption part of SHIB is awesome. As we buy stuff and sell stuff on our SHIB accounts, we are actually reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. So everybody that's buying into it and selling it, but you gotta remember you're selling something of value for something of no value. So you gotta keep that in mind too. That's why it's so important to get the educational part of it going. Okay, so let's see. We gotta say prayers out to Jason Cox. Make sure everybody say your prayers. We want him to get well. We want to make sure that he's able to keep coming back and taking part. And I love to see. I want to see him up and around and getting better. I saw him with a CPAC on, but I thought that was from a home. I didn't know you're in the hospital. Big shout out to you, Jason. Love you. Take care of yourself and get better. Get better. Want to see you come in here and have a great time. It's hard to have a good time when you're choking. And if I'm making you laugh, that's going to be even harder because then you're going to start hacking. And we won't want that. So we got to be careful with the commentary and making funny. Making some jokes, right? What are the benefits of coming on live? Coming on live, you get to see who comes in and knocking on the door and taking part in today's massive. So I don't know how much you missed of this first part, Jason, but we are talking about the SHIB going up. Now it did go to 33 earlier, about an hour ago. Bitcoin did crest at 100,000. So the article talks about crusting. Okay. didn't want to get too much into the analytics because I can't stand predictions, right? We talk about predictions all the time that SHIB can go. That's the thing; it can go anytime. We can get 300,000 people start piling into SHIB every hour, and it's going to drive the price up. How much is it going to drive the price up? Your guess is as good as mine, depending on how much SHIB they buy. And because that becomes a formula on logarithmic, it would be hard to predict because as just as many people are coming in, could be going out, right? Or just vice versa. So people start taking profits. It's a really, I don't know who will be taking profits right now. The reason why that is because we're getting ready for the bull run for alt season, and that starts in like the middle of this month, which is in 8 days, right? Massive drives for the next January, February, March, April. We start slowing down in April, and then we have a little bit of a sell off in May, June, July. A little bit of a rebound, but not much. You get that consolidation in August. September is when we start seeing that driving factor into SHIB, and then October is blast off. November, December, and then middle of December toward the end, in the first week of January is the end of the season. Now everybody's talking about the super cycle, so the article talks about the super cycle. If anyone knows what the super cycle is, it's where the price doesn't change. So it goes up and stays there, and then it continues on. There's no 4-year cycle anymore. And then they're talking about SHIB crusting Bitcoin. So it would break out from Bitcoin's price action because SHIB does not have halving, right? It is the only currency that's reducing its circulating supply. So that would be the second question to your AI. So the second question to your AI is, hold on to your White Sox. I'll give it to you. I forgot it. I forgot what the second question to your AI is. I had it all pictured out just a few seconds ago, but we'll get into it just in a minute here. Oh, yeah. Your second question to AI is, with the reducing circulating supply, will this gain attention on a global scale? That's your second question that you ask your AI. Okay, so I noticed that no one's put down. So the game is for interactive commentary is for the two questions. So the first question is, ask your AI, what's the benefits of a circulating supply that's reducing its circulating supply? So that's your first question. Second question is, will this have an impact on the global scale? So I'll tell you what mine gave me. It gave me 5 different things, and SHIB being the one on the bottom, saying that SHIB, what was it? I'll read it to you. I'll read it out. I'll tell you what mine said. My AI generated reference. Okay, so I'll break it down for you. Increase scarcity and value. Reducing the circulating supply creates scarcity, which could divide demand higher, assuming the currency has utility and market interest. For instance, so it gives it utility. So for those that didn't think that reducing the circulating supply doesn't have utility, think again. It does. It gives it massive utility. Name a currency right now. Think of it. Name a currency that's working the exact same way the SHIB is, reducing its circulating supply. Now, if it does, why is it not talked about? And that's the number one trick. And 99.999% would be governed. Okay, so got to take that into consideration too. So, and And as you know, world leaders are so good with spending money, they can't find a way of reducing spending money. If they do, they are in the outs, and then they try and get rid of them because they don't want them part of their country's code of ethics. Uh, God knows why, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part is deflationary pressures. A shrinking supply often increases the value of each unit, similar to low rate collectibles approaching over time. So it's deflationary, which means it's working against inflation, right? Is that a benefit? That's a benefit, right? It's a massive benefit. Investors interested investors interest. Investors may see as a deflationary asset and a hedge against inflation, attracting more buyers. Absolutely attracting more buyers. Speculative frenzy is the second part of it. Okay, speculative frenzy. As people notice declining supply, speculation could intensify. Media attention, news outlets, financial analysts might spotlight the currency, drawing global curiosity. Might be an interesting objective. Volatility, the combination of scarcity and speculative demand, could lead to significant price fluctuations. Absolutely. Increases utility. Remember, it has utility the moment that we start reducing the circulating supply. Okay, increase utility for such a strategy to succeed long term. The currency must have real world utility. It does, right? It does have real world utility, and it is going to be a huge driving factor in reducing the deficit of the world's global economic forum. So that's massive positives, right? It can be used for payments, savings, and investments. Reducing the supply could make even more desirable. Okay, four potential risks. Here's your potential risks, Jason, Babes, Leia. Potential risks are it would be it wouldn't be all smooth sailing. Liquidity issues, shrinking supply might limit the currency's ability for everyday use. That is false, by the way. That is false. It gives it more utility to be used on a daily basis, as we've explained earlier. Okay, so that's false. Okay, um, increasing liquidity problems, regulatory uh, security, skewnity. Governments and regulators might view such a currency as a threat to their financial system. That's true. Promoting restrictions or bans. So the only reason why they would come up with a ban is what? Because they want to steal it from you. Exactly. Five, global attention. Yes, this strategy would likely garner worldwide attention, but the extent would depend on currency purposes. It solves a global problem or offers unique benefits in its reducing supply will be even more compelling. Okay, community adoption, a strong active user base would help sustain momentum and utility, making education effectively communicating the benefits of reducing supply would draw more interest. That is exactly what we want to do. It hasn't yet. 1 million is not interest. 1 million is a drop in the bucket. 1 million tells you that, yeah, it has interest from people who are invested. Absolutely. But we want hundreds of millions, even billions. because everybody wants to make money. There isn't a single soul who doesn't want to make money. And when you have a reducing circulating supply, everybody should be taking notice of it. There shouldn't be anybody out there going, well, this was lucky. Someone reduced 410 trillion means nothing. Yeah, think again. That 410 trillion that he reduced, not even he realized what he was doing when he did it. As a tax deductive, that means if you were to hold 410 trillion, you burn 410 trillion. You basically have the whole supply in your hands. That would drive the price up because now everybody depends on you to sell it to them. And you're saying, I don't know, the price is too small, blah blah blah. But he didn't do that. All he did was he needed that write off. He needed that $6.7 billion write off to offset his taxes, and no one caught on to it. Like nobody except I caught on to it right away. I was promoting it way back in 2022 with my channel. But now I got live with a raffle, so that I'm trying to build awareness that way. It's been 2 years. I'm shocked that no one's caught on to it. I'm like, really? And even the AI is telling you that real world examples are SHIB. Real world examples are SHIB. And it says SHIB burns. SHIB burn strategy is notable example of reducing the circulating supply, aims to increase value and utility, gaining attention from investors globally, combined with education, adoption, and systematic reductions could lead to a significant global interest. Isn't that interesting? Big shout out to Disclosure. Woo! Disclosure, got to say some prayers for Jason Cox. He's in the hospital. We want him to get better. So make sure we keep our prayers, right? We want to make sure we acknowledge our friend, our colleague, our part of our family, and to helping him cope and get better because we want everybody to get better, right? You can't make money when you're sitting at home and in the hospital. So big shout out. Make sure Jason, our prayers are with you, my friend. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you're doing well and getting things organized with yourself and focus on getting healed, right? So thank you in Jesus' name. We pray for him and his family so that he can get back to his life, right? Uh, Thanks, Jason, so much for coming, and I really appreciate that you shared that with us. That is awesome. And yeah, being part of the family is actually helping each other, right? So that's the whole purpose of it. It's not just about finances; it's about everything else too, right? Putting it all together and giving thanks where thanks is needed. So that really appreciate that. And we'll go with disclosure. We'll look at your Gary. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on to your Bobby socks. Looks like good. Look at Gary Network for you. Disclosure. 14 cent. Oh, look at that. Was at 0143 a little while ago. So that's pretty good, eh? Yeah. Baby, shout out to disclosure. Yes, absolutely. So what we're talking about is two questions that we're asking the community in SHIB. We're asking AI. So what's your favorite AI? And then ask these two questions. What would happen if a currency was to reduce the circulating supply every day? So that's your first question that you ask your AI. So again, what would happen if the currency is to reduce its circulating supply every day? That's your question. You like Gary? Why do you like Gary? I'm just curious. Why do you like Gary? $13.95 at 14. So it's at 1 cent, 1.4 cents. So just out of curiosity, why you like Gary so much? Okay, so when you ask that question to your AI, you got that? The next question that you ask your AI is, will it gain attention from around the world? So you have your yeah, okay. Interesting disclosure. That is interesting. So that's why you like Gary, because it has utility. And what about Dot? You ever thought about Dot? DOT. Dot has utility. Dot also gives you 12.06% on your money, and it's worked out daily. So just saying, it's a bit more expensive, but it's got way more utility. Um, why do we love SHIB? Because it's so cheap. You can buy enormous amounts of it. And its utility is based on reducing its circulating supply. So that's a big, huge benefit to every single person. But it doesn't come with this set of setbacks. Like everybody wants it now. And SHIB isn't about now. SHIB is about wisdom. So when you're praying for SHIB, make sure you're praying for wisdom. Yeah. Well, just saying, because Dot's got 12.6% and it's worked out daily. So it gives you more value for your buck. That's why I'm saying that. And right now, 12.6%. That's massive yield, and it's not extremely cheap, but it is cheap. Uh, but that being said, you got to keep watching that platform because they are they're spending money, right? Just so that you know, they're working on their. I think there's 3 or 4 games, and they're working on their new platform for their layer 3 with the with the getting blah, 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 with the Web 3. So the Web 3 with their layer 3 blockchain. Yeah, you like that, eh? Yeah, not cheap, but they are cheap. Well, compared to where they're at $54. So if you like that, hey, Prince Williams, big shout out, woo, Prince! Thanks for coming, buddy. Yeah, I love it. Prince Williams is my trustee, director. Yeah, yeah, he's my trustee. So he's my second in command, right? Market analyst. So always a pleasure to see my friends come on, especially those that help out with the raffle draw. So that's who you be talking to too is Prince, Gabriel, Babes might come on, may or may not, but Wena should be here. Uh, Leia might be on, and then Prince will have a group of people too that'll come in and share their thoughts. If we sell enough tickets, so the whole idea of the ticket draws are to bring in those people, so they would help out alleviate uh, some of the pressure that's put on, and also build that integrity that everybody requires. Build that integrity that everybody requires into the whole thing. So yeah, so Prince, I don't know if you came in earlier or whatever, but I was asking everybody to pick out their favorite AI, and you can do this at home and do this in the comfort of your own place. And the first question that you want to ask your AI is this: what would happen if a currency is to reduce its circulating supply every day? What are the benefits? So that's your first question you ask your AI. The second part of the question is, will it gain attention from around the world? Okay, so that's the second part of your question. Now, mine gave rundown of 5 things, and the last thing being that real world example, SHIB burns, Shiba Inu token. Okay, SHIB. SHIB burn strategy is notable example where reducing the circulating supply to increase value and utility, gaining attention from investors globally. Combining education, adoption, and strategic reduction could lead to significant global interest. So that is from AI, not from me. Okay, guys, not from me, from AI. So just so that you're aware of what the raffle means, it means big moves for SHIB, massive moves. And as we decrease the amount of circling supply, or destroy it, or exterminate it, or decimate it, eradicate it, whatever word you want to use to reduce the circulating supply, SHIB has utility based on those factors. What are the benefits of that? Every single company, every single organization, every single person wants to make money. That's a guarantee, right? That's a guarantee. If you're reducing the circulating supply, you cause scarcity in that supply. Therefore, there isn't going to be enough supply for everybody on the planet. That means what? Everybody should be paying attention to it, especially when over 489 trillion SHIB is held by wallets already, and the rest of it is being traded. And how much is being traded? 4 to 60 trillion SHIBs a day. 40 to 60 trillion. That leaves about 30 trillion sitting on the sidelines waiting to do something. And in a heartbeat, that could be gone like that. Because of the reduction? No, because of new wallet holders coming in and buying SHIB. You got to remember, when we are buying it, we're reducing that supply too. That means that they're holding it, especially if they buy right now. They're going to hold it for the long term so they can make their money. So it's got to go 10x from here, 20x from here, 50x from here. And then the new people coming in at that time are going to hold it for their 10 to 15, 20x also. Remember that too, right? You got to keep that in mind. Only when it starts getting to the cents, that's when you're going to see massive volatility, because everybody's going to be piling in and out because their percentages aren't the same as they once were. They don't have that 10, 15x mentality. It's about 20, 30, 40%, 50% on my money. And they're happy with that. The people that are involved right now are just about what? 20x, 100x. Some of them 1000x. It depends on their perspective of it and how much education they have in it. Because wisdom tells you a lot, right? You get educated in SHIB, you'll know exactly how far it can go and what to look for. So that's what you need to do when you're in SHIB. And make sure that everybody says their prayers for Jason Cox. Thanks for coming, everybody. We're going to be massive shout outs to Disclosure. Jason, thanks for coming. Babe's channel, thanks for showing up. Prince, thanks for attending. Thanks, Gabriel. Thank you, everybody. I want to say a big shout out to everybody. Thank you so much, and have a great and wonderful evening. And cheers, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed today's session. I can't wait to see what you've come up with tomorrow from your AI perspective, and maybe we'll share those interlocks together. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great and wonderful evening, and we'll do a big shout out through the Vine. Peace, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. Awesome. Have a great and wonderful evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,